Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TRS Live with your hosts Brian Keller, Matt Trotz, and Zach Huffman, presented by The Real Shot.
I'ma do this here forever.
EQ.
Forever.
Triune.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever. I'ma do this here forever.
Let's go.
All you haters better get comfy. This the day you've been waiting on. Y'all road is finna get bumpy. This the track I'm making my statement on. I ain't going nowhere. This the place that I'm making home. I'll do this shit forever. Hit the gas and I'm taking off. Ow. I was born with passion. My job is never ending and my hustle's everlasting. No matter what, I'm gon' ball, even with my back to the wall. And the best part is that this is the beginning. I'ma do this here forever. Forever.
And we're here.
I'm nervous. What are we doing in here?
Are we talking about horses today?
Yeah, I think actually we are.
I'm in a glass room full of emotion.
Milk was a terrible choice. Well, we're on a noon schedule today. We're on a nooner.
We are on a nooner.
We're on a nooner, and so thanks everybody for joining in so far, and thank you to whoever joins in. We're excited about this one.
Yeah, this is going to be a good time. Realistically, I mean, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. A lot of hunting stuff.
A lot of hunting stuff, but there's a lot of awesome TRS stuff in general. Let's talk about that before we get to all the outdoor group stuff. So to my right is Riley Arnold. He is our outdoor group rep. Some of the brands are Slick Trick. We got Elite Bows, Lynch Mob Calls, Dual,
Scott,
CBE, Scott, all kinds of outstanding archery type stuff. And you're an accomplished archer. I mean, you shoot target and all that kind of stuff. Plus, you kill a lot of animals every year. So we're going to get to all that kind of stuff. But what's going on in the store right now, Zach? I mean, Jesus.
A lot of stuff. Where do we even start? I mean, where were you going with this? Because I know where I could go with this.
You could. I mean, obviously, the wall construction is done.
Right. The wall is down.
The wall is down.
It's looking good.
It looks good.
You walk in the front door, it doesn't look like the same store anymore.
No. Well, Riley and I were talking about that on the way back here. I mean, he was in here just a short 2 months ago, and he goes, this place isn't even the same place.
I mean, we say we doubled the size, but because of the way the layout is able to be had now, I would say we've almost tripled the size of the store. It's amazing.
Huge.
And now we've got the build-out going on upstairs, which means that we are actually going to be getting our own studio, like our own full-fledged, full-time studio for TRS Live and all of our other media productions.
Wow,
so
that's
awesome.
Brian's putting a lot of trust into that.
Yeah. Well, he trusted me to design the whole thing, like on the inside.
Yeah.
And
he's trusting in you and I to get some awesome stuff put together.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
No pressure.
No pressure.
None at all. But what else do we got going on in the store? Well, we've got an event coming up.
We got our event coming up. We're busting hump on that. I mean, we're getting a lot of good feed out from reps and, manufacturers and all that kind of stuff. So that's May 17th and 18th, with more of the emphasis being on the 18th.
Yep.
There'll be some reps here on that Friday. And then we'll have some more of the rep day being on that Saturday. But then we're going to do some outstanding giveaways. I mean, the giveaways are no short of outstanding. I just said that one already, but
what are they?
I think they're outstanding.
Are they outstanding?
They're pretty outstanding.
Okay.
So, rumor has it, and I don't want to. There's maybe a gun that's being given away.
A pew-pew.
A pew-pew.
We're giving away some freedom here at The Real Shot.
There's going to be some fishing poles.
Okay.
From some pretty outstanding brands, because that's the word of the day.
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Do we have to yell every time you say outstanding?
We could. We could drink to that. We could take a drink of water.
I don't have any Natty Light today, though.
Oh, Zach. But, I mean, so that's going to be a good one. We got, we're going to have some awesome sales that day.
There's going to be some great sales.
Some great sales.
The event as a whole, I mean, we're going to have seminars. We're going to have kid stuff going on.
Seminars, kid stuff.
Yeah. We're putting a lot of emphasis in the seminars, and you didn't even bring it up. Are you fired?
I should be. There's a lot of days I wake up and I'm wondering if my pink slip's going to be sitting at my desk. But yeah, so that's the 17th and 18th. That's going to be a good one. We're going to wrap that up this week, so you'll be able to watch for flyers and Facebook promotions and all that kind of stuff. So that's going on. Fishing is outstanding right now. God, once it's in my head, dude, it just doesn't go away. I don't understand it.
You know what's not so outstanding? the weather we're having right now. Let's just bring it up.
What?
It's like what 50 something out there probably. A little bit of wind.
My
It's
turkey
dark.
season starts tomorrow.
Let me get you into a story right away. Last week, my neighbor was mowing his yard. The following day, there's snow on the ground. Like, it's terrible.
Where do you live exactly?
Sauk City, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got dumped on just the other day. How long did it last? Is there still snow down there?
No, it was basically like 24 hours as far as like it was snowing, accumulated, next day it was gone. But yeah, I mean this
It's kind of annoying.
Mother Nature's had some natty lights, I think.
I think so. Doesn't really know what's
drunk,
going on.
Mother Nature, go home.
Well, let's just knock on wood and pray that what happened last year doesn't happen somehow. I mean, we've made it past. Sorry, let me say that again.
That was April.
We've made it over the hump.
Yep.
You know,
we're
moving out of April, so we should be okay.
Snowstorm for the month of April.
Well,
Well, and that's the other thing that we got coming up. We got Wisco on Sunday.
Yeah, we got Wisco Bass on Sunday. Have you seen the weather for that at all?
Yeah, Megan said it's like a 60% chance of rain.
Oh, that should be fantastic.
So
sounds perfect.
We'll be wearing some rain gear and some hook rain gear, which might be a good time to come check that out in the store if you don't have it yet.
And Brian, if you're watching, did you settle on a tent for me? Because I'll be back on shore. I mean, the laptop's gonna get wet otherwise.
We are missing Brian today. He had other obligations. I think sometimes he just doesn't want to talk hunting.
I think that's what it is. Well, that's why I said, you notice he's not here. What are we talking about?
Hunting.
Yep. And when you're not here, what are we talking about?
Fishing.
Yep. And when you're both here, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
Usually neither.
It's usually a blur. I just sit back and let Brian do all the talking. So yeah, anyways, if you haven't been into the store, there's some awesome stuff going on still. I mean, we're fully stocked on a lot of fishing equipment, archery, gun stuff. I mean, if you haven't bought your turkey accessories, we do have a turkey sale going on right now, so come on in. Decoys, blinds, clothing. I mean, we got those awesome Nomad vests that are priced to go.
Right. Now, real quick, before we get into the rest of the stuff, you got some experience this past week with the TSS ammo we've been raving about.
Yes. Thanks for bringing that up. So I took a buddy of mine met up, and we went turkey hunting, and he put to use the TSS from Federal with a 410, and we shot a turkey this weekend with it, and it was outstanding.
How did it go? I mean, did he like the ammunition? Did he
loved it.
Did he work with it first and pattern it?
So
we
patterned it. We patterned it at 30 yards.
Okay.
And it patterned really nice. And the cool thing about the 410, for those who aren't familiar, I mean, the 410 is just it's a scaled down shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
So then in the last couple of years with Federal coming out with the TSS load and everything like that, I mean, you're getting a lot of bullets and a lot of power in that gun where you're able to kill turkeys. And like a friend of his son shot a turkey with a 410 with the TSS at 30-something yards just a couple days before that. So we set up on an evening hunt, and we had a couple of decoys out. We got fortunate enough. We set everything closer because, 30 yards is probably your max distance with that gun. And we got one. He came in at 19 yards. And the coolest thing about it is I've shot turkeys with shotgun. You probably have as well.
I'm still at a flat zero with turkey hunting, but I've hunted many times and been skunked. I'm not very good at it. I'll be honest.
I always say, and I've said it a bunch on this show, that turkey hunting is like golf, man. Sometimes you're on them, and sometimes it is the worst time ever. But I mean, it takes 30 seconds, and you're in them, and then your hunt's over with. But I've shot turkeys with 12 gauge, 20 gauge. But the thing about it is, we shot this bird with that 410. That bird moved one time after he shot it. It literally just poof, and I have it on videotape on my cell phone. It's not the best footage, but it's good enough. Where as soon as he hit that bird, it just butt over tea kettles, like they like to say, and it kicked its feet once or twice, and that was the end of the story.
Wow.
It walloped that bird. And the cool thing too is on the video footage. I'll try to get it to you. Maybe we can use it at some point.
Sure.
The recoil is virtually none because it is a 410. And then the other thing too was the actual boom, the noise. Was none. There was nothing there. Like after he shot it, we stepped out and we looked across his farm, and there was another turkey standing out, and it didn't even care. I mean, if that was a big boom from a typical 12 gauge, 3.5 inch load, that's making a noise. It was just poof, done, and that was it. So that TSS is legit stuff. I purchased my favorite brand, but I think I might be making a switch and trying that TSS this week on my turkey. I'm excited for it. So I got my Winchester all dialed in. So I'm looking I'm looking forward to going out. Now, are you still going this season with like a bow or something like
that?
Yeah,
I'm actually going to Michigan here second half of this weekend. Got to work a little bit, but I think we might try to get out onto the on the in-laws farm and get rid of a turkey or two. We got a couple spots, nice little rolling valleys and creek going through the property and stuff. So my wife's been itching to go. So this weekend might be the weekend.
So you are going with bow or shotgun or both?
We'll go bow. Yeah.
Are you going decap style?
I've thought about it. We got that solid broadhead. That's a decap. Larry McCoy, from Respect the Game and works for TOG. He's just raves about him. And I don't know. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna go with a standard.
You're gonna do is like the Raptor trick?
No, I think I'm gonna go standard or Magnum.
Okay.
Slick trick.
Yep.
That's what my wife and I have used for legitimately 3, maybe 4 years of hunting.
Yep.
And that's just what we've stuck with, and we've had great success.
Well, you get the Lutz steel and the slick trick stuff, the solid compact style of it all. I mean, and most broadheads now to buy a 4-pack is few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 3 you normally get 3, but 4 is that one extra is perfect for when you need it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most quivers are, in 4s or 6s. For the most part.
For the most part, right. So, yeah, I mean, that's one thing I've always liked about the slick trick stuff is they always sell them in 4-packs. And for what you're paying for other companies for 3, you're getting an extra broadhead basically for free.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not advertising it that way, but this is one that I've always wanted to shoot. Have you ever shot that thing yet?
I have shot it a little bit just playing around with it, but I tell you what, I was hunting last fall with Justin Hanna, who's one of our CBE pro staff guys, and then also Chance Bobeff, who shoots all of our products.
Yep.
And then also his fiance Kelsey. They were using those and had great success with them. I mean, we were hunting in Indiana, and that's all they used, and they had great success.
Well, this is the Raptor trick. This is expandable that came out 2 years ago?
Yes, year to 2 years.
Yep. And the cool thing about this one, and I'll let you explain it more, but you can adjust the settings on this broadhead just by an O-ring. So if you shoot low poundage or you shoot a crossbow, you can buy one broadhead, right?
Correct, exactly, yeah. So as you guys could look it up online, but also too, you can see it here on the packaging. There's basically, you have the ferrule and then you have the blades, but on the ferrule there's an O-ring and then there's little grooves, and you just simply move it out or in. So like this actually will work on a crossbow.
Yep.
On a crossbow that's shooting 400 feet per second, this will definitely work.
Yep.
And it'll go through, shoot true, and then it'll make its appropriate impact and everything. But obviously too, for kids, you can slide that O-ring back and it'll still fly great, and then it'll still deploy and do its thing as it needs to.
Right.
So yeah, that's one thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is that it is a all-inclusive broadhead for everybody, from the youth hunter that's shooting 35 pounds all the way up to a crossbow that's shooting 400 feet per second.
Well, and the cool thing about it is if you don't want to go to an expandable for that youth hunter, there's so many different standards or styles of the standard slick trick that, I mean, if you can't find a broadhead from slick trick, you're not looking hard enough.
Yeah. Yep.
Now,
yeah.
the one thing I thought we had it here, but that small game head that you guys came out with, that thing looks legit.
The machining tolerances on that bad boy are, top notch. And as far as just the let's say the chaos that it causes, to those small animals is just amazing. And,
right.
and it's quick, it's ethical, it's all that fun stuff. I mean, to be completely honest, we were at the headquarters for our new bow launch earlier this month. And, we get talking to, our marketing team and our sales team and just sharing stories and stuff. And one of there was one of our pro staff guys was out using it.
Yeah.
And he shot a small animal, and they couldn't use the footage because it was so I can say gruesome, right?
Yeah, it was devastating.
Yeah, it was just literally devastating.
Yep.
And they're just like, that's amazing. We can't use it.
You can't use it.
We have nowhere to put it.
And even if you're not small game hunting with it, I just love to go out like in this time of year when things are growing up or when the dandelions start popping, and I use that to my advantage with those small game heads to like shoot the dandelion heads, and it works on your yardage guesstimation as well.
Mm-hmm.
How far is that one? Well, it looks like about 35 yards or whatever. Shoot it, and the nice thing about it with the arms that are on those small game points is it grabs and it catches, so you don't have to worry about your arrow bouncing or burying or losing arrows all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I use that to my advantage, and plus they fly so much like a field point that you know it's going to be very true to what your broadheads are going to be doing as well.
Yep.
So if that's something that anybody's looking into, get those small game points, man, and then go out there. And they call it like stump shooting or whatever like that. But the dandelions are just one of that I really like to do, you know.
Oh, yeah.
When they're big puffy and you know you hit them and that the seedlings go everywhere. So, but
well, let's be realistic. We all have that one squirrel by our tree stand that just likes to yip at us nonstop.
Yep.
Yeah, well, his name's on that arrow.
Yeah, put him in the crock pot. So
Yep.
So again, Riley, let's hit a little bit about your background. So how long have you been with the outdoor group?
So let's call it 4 months, literally almost to the day. Yeah.
A rookie. He's a rookie.
Yep.
But I mean, you're not new to the industry at all, right?
No. So my background actually is pretty short. I didn't start shooting a bow until 18 is when I got my first bow.
Nice.
For my birthday from my parents, and then basically just started shooting more and more and more and got into it, and basically got into the industry when I was in college through volunteering and working and all that. So, I mean, like I said, I started 18, started shooting my first bow, and then took lessons from a local guy and just basically kept getting better and kept wanting more and more of it, and started, obviously I just wanted to do it because I wanted to hunt. I'd been shooting guns since I was 8.
Yep.
And shot shotguns, a little bit of rifle, and then archery. I was like, well, this makes sense, and
right.
Just got addicted to it and started shooting leagues, started like I said, lessons. And I think within, I took lessons in fall, I think of like when I was 19, and the following February I shot my first 300.
Oh, nice.
On a 5-spot 36x 300, and then basically from that point on I just have been constantly addicted to it. And that's, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be here because without that, I wouldn't have met my wife. There's a lot of background to it.
So the lessons or the coaching for me is something that I've heard a lot of people go through it. I mean, do you highly recommend that for anybody that's getting into archery instead of just like grabbing a bow and starting? I mean, fundamentals, you playing baseball, playing football, all those other sports, they all have coaches. I mean, what did the coach help, show you that maybe you went to learn on your own? Yeah,
so really equipment, not to just try and plug equipment, but equipment is a big thing. I was using one of those like old glove style releases with an index finger trigger, and I was trying to be very consistent and execute with that, and it's very difficult to do it. And it's not a knock against the company, or I'm not even saying the company, but it's very difficult to do it. Well, he showed me some equipment and some form things and alignment. I mean, I'm still learning. My wife's still learning, and we're coaching each other and all that. I mean, the biggest thing that I did was I was an archery nerd. I would watch FIDA. I would watch ASA shoots. I would watch all of those and just watch and learn and see what those guys were doing all the time.
Right.
But also, too, going in and having somebody else to critique you, and then you can help them, too, because you can't watch yourself shoot a lot.
Right.
But yeah, definitely lessons and getting it out to the local clubs, getting into any organizations that you can. S3DA is great. NASP is a great starting point for the kids starting in schools.
Yep.
S3DA, and then you get into collegiate archery, and then you get into USA archery, and you can literally, there are kids that started with a Genesis bow, and they're competing in the Olympics in next year.
Well, and we'll touch on this a little bit later on, but I mean, like, the scholarship potential for an archer is way better than if you're thinking about getting like a sports scholarship for the most part. I mean, that money's out there, so you get affiliated with a good archery group or club or something like that. You could take it to a lot of next levels where, not everybody's going to be a college football star or a college basketball star or something like that. So archery is one of those things that's, it's been very popular and it's continuing to gain more popularity. Would you agree with that?
I would, 100%. I think, I forget what the exact numbers were, but there were more kids shooting in the NASP program last year than there were kids doing Little League baseball.
That's awesome.
And that's a great thing for our sport. It's a great thing for our dealers. But that's the thing, is you gotta get out and do it.
Yep.
And it's not, you can start fairly cheap.
Yeah.
I think that's a big misconception with archery, is that you have to buy thousands and thousands of dollars in equipment. Yes, it might be a little bit more than a pair of basketball shoes and a basketball to go to the park. But again, it's something that you can do for literally your entire life.
Well, in the state of Wisconsin, I mean, it doesn't shut down because, I mean, other states are nice. You can shoot outside, but we're lucky in this Fox Valley area. There's so many, including ours, indoor ranges.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always, for the most part, we're open 7 days a week. The range, we close it down for events or stuff like that. But, we love it when, and it's I've talked about this 100 times too, is like mom or dad will bring a kid in because the kid has interest from NASP or some, a school program. So the kid will get started with a bow, and then mom and dad see how much fun that the kid's having with it. And so then mom and dad are not too far behind, or sister or brother. And the reason that is because archery is something that the family can do together. You can go watch a siblings play sports or something like that, but that's all you can really do. Where, with archery, you can grab your bows and go out to a range or shoot in your backyard and make games out of it too. But it's a family inclusive type of activity, which there's not too many sports out like that are like that all the time.
Absolutely. We're not even talking about hunting.
No.
Zero hunting. You don't have to hunt.
Not at all.
Our sales rep down in Texas, he has California as part of his territory, and California is his biggest target archery market. They just don't hunt a lot in certain parts and a lot of the the demographic and stuff, and that's fantastic.
Yep.
Obviously, having Chula Vista as far as the Olympic Training Center and stuff out there is a huge help. But yeah, like what we're talking about, like you said, be in your backyard, or it can be at local ranges and stuff. Range fees are fairly cheap.
Yep.
So, and it's always funny. People always say, well, kids gets into archery, he's not gonna have to worry about drugs because he won't have any money for it.
That's funny.
But yeah, I when I was working in the archery shop, I saw that. I saw kids that had never tried archery before, had never. Parents had zero experience with it.
Yep.
And they would bring their kids in on Saturday morning before the shop opened when the kids program was, and the parents would come in and just sit there and watch, and their kid would just be having a ball. And I think it was like a 6-week program, kind of late spring, summer program. So
Perfect.
That, and when the kids are out of school. And I remember one particular set of parents, mom and dad, always came in with their daughter. Daughter came in and shot, and then they left. Well, 2 weeks to go, the dad came up and said, she's really enjoying this, and I think we're all going to get set up so we can shoot in our yard. What do I need? And I said, that's fantastic. Let's get you guys going. And they start off with very basic setups because that's all they needed.
Yep.
They just needed something to get started so that they could do it together. And in 5 weeks, they decided that they wanted to do that as a family.
Nice.
So that it was awesome to watch.
And it's a really good feeling too. Because it's rewarding when you set somebody up and they have success with that bow. Whether it is hunting or whether they shoot their first X, something like that. That's one of the most rewarding feelings you could possibly have, and it's that's what keeps us all driving. So you worked at an archery shop?
Yeah, so I actually worked at Lacrosse Archery in Onalaska, Wisconsin, kind of on the other side of the state.
Yep.
So yeah, I went to school at UWL, University of Wisconsin Lacrosse, for 4 years. And then I worked at the archery shop, actually only for a year. But Anthony and I are still good friends to this day. And then Anthony and then his wife Miranda, and then Miranda's parents, Keith and Laura, are all heavily involved in that business and stuff.
One of his relatives comes into the store all the time, and it's so cool. I love that area. That's such an awesome area. There's a lot of big deer down there.
You ain't kidding, buddy. You ain't kidding.
There's a lot of big deer down there.
My dad grew up about 40 minutes west of there in Minnesota, like Houston County and all that.
Yep.
When I was hunting when I was younger, I hunted there for almost 10 years, and there were some monster deer taken out of that area.
Yeah.
That I've seen. I didn't kill any, but I saw some monster deer. So
and you don't dare shoot them at the bottom of the bluff.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're going back up it.
Yeah. There's what do they call them, Toolies or whatever down there?
Coolies.
Coolies.
Yeah, the Coulee region is the name of that area. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that guy always told me is that Dale. I couldn't think of it for a second, but that's what he said. He actually, a lot of those guys down in that area, or the families would get old skiing hoist or whatever, run them all the way up and down the coulee, so that if they do shoot something at the bottom, they just drag it right up with the motor. That way they don't have to, because you said a lot of those you ain't climbing by yourself.
Oh no, I've walked up Granddad's Bluff, and there was one time we came down and we decided not to take the path, but it was just like, oh well, now we have to walk another 40 yards that way because that's straight down.
Straight down.
There, it's legitimately like cliffs and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's a beautiful area. My wife and I lived there together for a couple of years, then girlfriend and but now wife, and we've talked about where we'd want to live, and we've always said La Crosse might be a place we might want to move back one day, just because of you have the river. Downtown La Crosse is beautiful and a lot of fun.
Yep.
The surrounding area is beautiful, but I mean honestly, we've been to Door County, love Door County, but I'll say La Crosse and that Coulee region in the fall, there's not much prettier areas.
Not a better place to be.
Oh, it's fun.
Plus, you're not that far from Iowa.
Yeah, it's not
or
far.
Minnesota. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about hunting adventures. You can go right down that way too.
All day. Yeah.
You hunted Iowa yet?
I've not. I've been to Iowa a couple times, and well, actually, that's somewhat of a lie, because there's an outfitter in Iowa that we've kind of made friends with, and he has a ranch and everything, and we've hunted there for just rams that he had inside some fence. It was just something for fun, and we also did pig hunting on his property and stuff.
Nice.
And so yes, but I'll put an asterisk on that, and just it wasn't quite whitetail hunting.
We're whitetail hunting.
Yeah.
I got 2 preference points down there. I'll have my 3rd this year. I'm getting close. I'm getting close to my first archery hunt down there.
What do you need? You only need 3, huh?
3 in some counties is the bare minimum now.
Yeah.
It's almost 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet it. I feel like 3 is not quite enough, especially in Iowa.
Yeah, well, another gentleman that comes into the shop actually owns land in some of that hot zone where they're like the famous people own property, and he was telling me that there's been people that haven't drawn with 3 points, and most of them are finally drawing with 4 points.
Yeah,
and you think about it, it's $50 at a preference point to go to at least apply, and that's before you even have to buy your tags. I mean, I don't want to say a number in case my wife ever listens to this show and finds out, but it's going to be some expensive venison once I go down there. But you got to do it at least once.
Oh yeah, I got some friends in the industry that live in Iowa and a couple different spots, and it's amazing. I mean, I've some other friends that literally they lived in Wisconsin, lived in Minnesota, and they finally like, we're moving to Iowa.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to be hunting all the time anyway. So they moved there because of the deer.
Yes.
And that's, I mean, it's legitimately a tourist industry down there for them.
Have you worked the Iowa Deer Classic yet?
I've not. It's one of those things for me. Like, it's a fabulous show. There's a lot of great opportunity there. It's not my territory.
Right.
So it's one of those things that I would go down and I would do it for enjoyment. I wouldn't do it to work. But we have we were at that show, but that was other territory and stuff like that.
Okay.
Or other rep. But yeah.
The last year I was direct sales for Muddy Outdoors. I went down there and I asked if I could come down and be a part of the Iowa Deer Classic, just to experience it. Mm-hmm. And you gotta go.
Yeah.
It's like ATA all over again.
Oh, really?
I mean, there's celebrities everywhere. It's crazy, and the amount of big deer that are down there, and like people don't. They're like, I saw 1 or 2 people, and I'm like, holy man, that's a giant. They're like, yeah, that's a fair buck, you know. And it was like they're talking, you know, each side. If it was a shed antler, each side was probably like, you know, 80 points per side or something like that, an 80-inch side. So you're talking 160, 170 style deer. And they're like, you think this one's big? You should have seen the buddy that he was running with all season. I'm like, are you kidding me? You know, we're talking mainframe 10s that are like 150 class, and they're saying, yeah, he'll be bigger next year.
Oh, don't show the deer that I sent you guys. It's not worth it. We'll just be laughing about it.
And like, so Mark, the manager of the store, he just got back from Iowa on a turkey hunt. He's got a guide buddy down there, and they hang out all the time. But he's hunted Iowa multiple times, gun and bow. And he goes, you just have to do it once to experience. You know, if you hit it right, he said it's the most amazing whitetail hunt you could ever be on. And I've talked to guys, too, that have hunted public land even down there. And not all public land is going to be the same, but they said even on public land, your chances of, you know, for back here, a 130 is a really nice deer in some areas. He said your chances of even at a 130 are really, really good. And so you got to start applying.
Yeah. Well, and the best part about my life is if I got to do one, I have to do it twice because my wife hunts too.
Oh, so, there you go.
Yeah. Well, I own 2 of everything.
Well, you guys both have to start drawing for points.
Yep.
Especially if you have a contact down in that area already.
Yeah. Yep.
See, and so like everybody wants to hunt that southeastern corner. That's where all the real big deer are, I guess. But I think that whole state of Iowa is just a secret.
It's a giant honey hole in the whole grand scheme of things,
Right.
I mean, I guess I don't know the numbers on it. I'd be curious to know what the total number of inches killed as far as deer measuring in the whole U.S. I wonder, for whitetail, I wonder what that would.
Well, I think the area we were just talking about, that La Crosse area, that Buffalo County area, still ranks extremely high.
Oh yeah.
Every year it ranks extremely high, and you think about like, all the pressure and all that kind of stuff. They're just doing it right down there is all they're doing.
Yeah.
Iowa and that Buffalo County. Now, it's interesting. We had the owner brought to our attention. Did you hear that Buffalo County, if it wasn't Buffalo, it was one of those counties, is trying to get an all doe season for this year down in that area?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Too many deer or what?
I don't know. It'll get shot down. They'll never do it. Because
No.
Wapaka County up here tried that like 2 years ago, and it never went through.
Yeah.
They have just straight all doe counties, or, doe seasons. No bucks.
Oh. No way.
It'll never go through. That's just hearsay
Yeah.
at this point, but
We'll get the rumor mill brewing.
yeah. So,
Oh, there's no way that would work.
no.
Oh.
No. I mean, I shoot a doe or two. Last year I shot 3 does. I mean, I like the venison, but I wouldn't be. I personally wouldn't be that heartbroken, but until that big deer walks by, you've been trying to kill,
Yeah.
and then what are you gonna do?
Yep.
You're encouraging poaching at that point.
Yeah, you're just gonna wave.
yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah,
Oh.
we'll see you next year. So that'll be interesting. But
Well, even if you go back to it, think about it. There's been Buffalo County has been on the national radar for whitetail for how many years? So obviously the people that are living in that area in that community are obviously managing the deer fairly well. It's not like just in the past 1 to 2 years. It's just all of a sudden just
right,
kaput.
it's always been that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm 35 years old, and ever since I started watching hunting television, Buffalo County's been always a place to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, it's like they're still doing it right down there. So I don't know. I mean, like you said, they must have an abundance of doe, or people are not shooting enough does. But
Yeah.
if your quality deer management, part of that is shooting a doe or two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to get your numbers right. So.
Absolutely. That's what we're experiencing in Michigan on my in-laws property is we have an abundance of does, and food plots and stuff are tough to grow when the whole herd's just like it looks like a lawnmower's gone across them.
Yeah.
So
We went up to the owner's property in Tigerton last Friday. We went turkey scouting, and we were testing out that live stream stuff we were talking about earlier. And he has a ton of does up there, a ton of deer, period,
Mhm.
And what people don't think about, though, is you talked about food plots, but what also, if too many does or deer, I should say, they'll wreck your native browse. I mean, you looked at a lot of his property looked like a park.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's just no understory because there's just nothing can grow. I mean, we were looking at it, and I think he had probably close to 10 acres of different food plots on that ground. A lot of them like perennials, so the clovers and stuff are still coming up right now. But he said they look like carpets because the deer browse them so heavy. But then even the raspberry bush and all that stuff was getting eaten because they're just so hungry up there. And there's some big egg up in some of those areas, but and he tells Terry, but he says he shoots a pile of does off there, but it's like it doesn't affect the numbers at all.
Yeah. I got a buddy that I hunted in by Eau Claire, and one of my best friends, and I always ask, what's the rules? What can we shoot? What do you want?
Yep.
And we got towards the end of our hunt, and he's just like, if you take a doe, that's fine. We've been hunting, we just haven't seen a buck that we wanted, and yeah, we probably need to take a doe.
Yep.
I took a doe the morning, he took a doe in the evening, and the next 3 years, he's seen the biggest deer that he's ever seen on that farm. And his parents have lived on that farm for 30 years.
Yep.
It's just, it's something that simple. I think he was right on that cusp of getting the ratio right. And as soon as he took those two, or we took those two, the ratio was right. But again, you got to find that ratio for the area.
Yep. And I had a similar experience with the property I hunt in Wapaka County. I was seeing a lot of deer, and I would see average size bucks. For me, I'm not going to be a sugarcoating it. Like a 130 is a big deer to me.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't shot too many deer bigger than that or at that size. I'm working my way, but
you and me both, buddy.
yeah. Last year I was chasing my biggest deer in my life that I've seen on this ground, and I'm not going to say he was a 150, 160, but he was everything close to that my guesstimate is, I could guess. But there was a year out there where back-to-back years I shot way, in my opinion, too many does.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever, there's abundance of deer. And then after that, like after those 2 seasons of back-to-back doe harvest, I saw more bucks than I did does.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, the bigger deer were starting to show because there was less does. Now, it's only an 80-acre chunk, and most of it's ag. So, I'm not controlling all the deer in that general area. And there's a lot of deer out there again, but it makes them deer move a little bit more than what they normally would. And now last year, that was the biggest deer I've ever seen. And I was on him. I took vacation. I saw him, I think, 5 out of 6 days, and I had him at 70 yards. And I thought it was a done deal. I thought he was coming my way, and he fouled one of those pesky does out of my life.
Oh.
He pushed a basket 8 and a spiker. They both walked within 25 yards of me, and I'm like, oh, here he comes, man. This is it. This is a game over. If I can make the shot, I'm picking out a pose. And then the doe went this way at about 70, and he just fouled her away.
Oh, silly deer.
Silly deer. But I haven't shed hunt yet, so I'm kind of glad this spring is kind of hanging on to because I want to get out there and look. Now, if I can find one of those sides, that'd be awesome.
You and me both. That's kind of going to Michigan this weekend. That's part of our routine is we got to go check trail cameras and just see what's left over and hopefully find some sheds and check the food plots and just see what's coming. So.
See how winter fared up there. So
yep.
Nice. So I was laughing before because Terry said Iowa Public has some sweet bucks. I mean, so there you go. So if you can get a tag, the public land's not out of the realm down there. You just got to do your homework just like any other state.
Yep.
You head out west. If you don't have private property, you put your homework into it.
Well, we'll just call up Lee and Tiffany. I'm sure they got something, right?
Well, I mean, we working with the brand you work with. Elite's got to have. Come on, respect the game. Let's go film a show down there.
Yeah, we'll go ask Larry down in Missouri.
Larry McCoy, if you get to watch this one, come on, hook a brother up.
Yeah.
I mean, him and I were talking the other day, and I mean that guy's a hoot. He's a blast. But you guys are a part of. So I mean, let's get into the brands a little bit.
Yeah.
So Elite is by far probably one of the biggest brands that you guys carry, right? Wrong?
Yes. Yeah.
For sure. And you guys got some, state of the art bows. The Elite brand for us has always been a solid brand. And then they went to some changes. So like right in front of us here, we got the Ritual 30.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put this one in your hands. I'm gonna let you kind of talk about that one. So that one was new this spring or last fall, was it?
Last fall. So yeah. So this bad boy got announced, kind of that fall release right before Christmas, on our same Ritual platform. So the limbs, the cams, all that fun stuff, all the riser design per se, is all based off of that bow right there.
Yep. So this is the flagship that started it, the Ritual name.
Yep.
Right?
And that one's just over a year old. So that's our standard Ritual in that 33-inch axle to axle. Just shy of a 7-inch brace height. So all around, for the whole country, that bow is still an awesome seller for us across, like I said, across the whole country, just because of its size and all that. And then obviously then it came down into the 30 for the more of that Eastern style tree hunter blind hunter that's gonna be hunting turkeys and some whitetail from a blind.
Yep.
That's kind of where this Ritual 30 comes in. And then we also have another one, the Ritual 35, obviously the large axle 35 inches, and that sucker is an X-pounding deer killing machine, and that one just got announced at ATA this year. That's going to be the bow I'm going to be hunting with, even with having the longer draw that I have. That's still going to be the bow that I'm going to be hunting with. So
when Elite had the Energy series, I mean, for us that was one of the best-selling series that we had with the Elite name on it. Overall, the best-selling bow that we ever had for here in this shop was the Synergy, by far. We had a couple left here, and actually it was a funny story. I just sold one the other day. It was a Pro Staffer bow. One of the shop guys was shooting it, and I'd sold it, and the gentleman got back to me and said that I had other bows that I was going to plan on shooting. This was just going to be a backup. He goes, this Synergy is taking the cake. Now, I'm talking about a discontinued model, but that thing was a phenomenal shooter, and it was on this very much the same platform as the original Ritual with the length, and it just had a little different cam styling and all that stuff. But when we first started carrying Elite here in the shop, The thing that blew everybody's mind was the solid back walls that you got with these bows.
Mm-hmm.
And they still have that, and that's just simply this limb stop system that you got. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, so really the Synergy, the E35, the E32 series that a lot of people keep always saying, that's the elite feel, that's the elite feel. We're back to that. We're back to the elite feel. Elite is back in every capacity and offering bows that have that elite feel as far as a solid back wall with the limb stops. I mean, it's a little bit of rubber here. It's fairly, it's not pliable, but it's solid, and it comes down to a piece of aluminum.
Yep.
That's not going to move.
Right.
It's very solid. And I've been shooting it for 5 years. My wife's been shooting it for 5 years. We've shot other brands and shot very well, shot some of my best scores, but I have never shot a bow this good.
Right.
In any of the elites. But also, the limb stops, what's really nice about them too is you can adjust your let off. I mean, you can get all the way up to 95% let off, all the way down to 75% let off. So,
really?
Some of those target guys like to get down in that 75%.
Yep.
Or I'm sorry, in that, that 90, 80%. Or I'm sorry, the hunters like to get into the 90. The target guys like the 75.
Right.
So, I mean, you can draw back and have a solid back wall and not be holding a lot of pounds, so you can hold for longer, so you can let that deer get to the point where you want it to be.
And especially with a tension style release, I mean, if you're anything like the way I shoot, I'm pretty hard against the back wall. And when we talk about the back wall, we're talking about when the limb stops or the cable stops come around and hit. Some people can rock a cable stop bow a little bit more just by pulling a little bit harder when the bow is at full draw. And you can affect your draw length just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with a limb stop style bow, you'll never move it. You'll rip your arm out of socket before you ever get that they call it the little spongy feel to it.
Yep.
So if you're shooting a tension-activated release, which is good and bad in some situations, but a lot of guys like how solid it is because as you're pulling through your shot, it's going to help fire that release a little bit faster, especially in the target world.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, archery is consistency. We were talking about coaching, and that's really what it came down to. That opened my eyes was consistency and how diligent you had to be in the whole process. And I think the bows like this, the elites with the solid limb stop, I think it helps with accuracy. And there's no question of if you're pulling too hard or too much or not enough, you basically, blink, you're right there.
Yep.
So.
And so we have these bows in shop, and what we got too is Riley was nice enough to bring along. We got 2 elite Stokerized stabilizers. Say that 3 times fast.
I'm gonna pass. Thanks though.
But we got 2 of these, and these are gonna go to the first 2 guys that come in and buy guys or gals that buy an elite bow.
Yep.
We're gonna hook you up with one of these. I mean, if I think in cost wise, these are like $120 stabilizers.
Mm-hmm.
So these are 7 inches. So I mean, we got these 2 available. Supplies are limited. So hurry up and get in and buy a bow. I mean, we'll have them up front, so we'll run that for a little bit. But the first 2 people that come in and buy an elite are gonna get one of those elite stabilizers. The other thing we're gonna talk about is a new bow launch, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So earlier this month. We were actually in New York State. We were working. Our engineers just did an amazing job. Marketing has just been spot on, and then it was the sales team to make sure we executed. And we're really excited about the new Valor that we came out with. It's something. It's a bow that Elite has never done. Literally never done, even come close to it. It's a 28 3/4 inch axle bow.
Okay.
It's almost a 7-inch brace height. It's based on the same Ritual cams, Ritual limbs. There it is.
Yeah, Zach's got a picture up there now.
And it has that elite feel, and it looks like a $1,000 bow with that riser cage, with the just the overall feel, the fit and finish of it. It looks, and the limb pocks are machined aluminum, and I don't think we even talked price yet.
No, we haven't.
And it looks like a $1,000 bow. That bow you're gonna find in stores for $699.
What?
Yeah, $699 for that bad boy. And again, machined aluminum pockets. Ritual cam, so it's the same system that everybody's known and used. We got 50, 60, 70-pound options. Goes all the way down to 25 inches. So you can get the women and the youth into a bow that they can work their way up into and get new limbs or new draw lengths as they want to down the road.
Right.
So, And it
Right.
still comes with obviously the full elite warranty, all that. I mean, it comes at 4.1 pounds, so it's not heavy by any means. And to be completely honest, the IBO speed is a legit speed, and I'll even say that the ones that we were testing off the line were even a tad faster.
Really?
Yeah.
What is IBO on that?
320.
329.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
It's a forgiving bow with that brace height,
Right.
and it shoots like a $1,200 bow, but it's coming in at $699.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to go talk to Eggert and see if we can get at least one of those in so people can shoot that bad boy.
Yep.
You were saying you were waiting on your demo bow, but they're selling like hotcakes right now.
Yeah. Honestly, we like I said, that bow has been out for I'll legit say 2 weeks. We were selling them a week prior, so that the dealers had them in the store for when the launch came, and the reps don't have samples yet, but that's because the dealers are wanting them,
Right.
and we want to get them to the dealers, and we want to make sure that they have the best opportunity to get them in the customers' hands. And the ASA shoot in Paris was last weekend, and we had a couple reps there, and they were just saying that it was just going gangbusters.
Wow.
So yeah,
Well,
it's a fantastic boat for the price.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That Elite's, getting that name where it needs to be. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, hey, if we're selling bows, I'm fine with not having a sample. So it's a little short for me.
We wish we had one to show people, but we'll have one in soon.
Yep.
So we covered like some other brands here. So we got the CBE line. That got a whole new facelift, right?
Oh, 80% of that line is new this year for us, which CBE has always just been a staple in the industry. It's just been a solid brand across the board. And CBE did go through a huge facelift on the upper end, but also CBE got down into that lower end that it's never been in before, that premium brand at a lower price tier. We have the new Tactic and Tactic Micro. You're going to find those in stores for $69.
Yeah.
And $69 for the Tactic. And the Tactic Micro you're going to find at $79.
Jeez.
So you got micro adjust on the whole scope housing.
Yeah.
And it's ambidextrous, all that fun stuff. So
so that's nice. You don't have to specify a lefty or a righty.
correct. Yep. And it still has that smart mount that CB is known for. So you have that ability to get and make sure you're inside that adjustment that you need for your customers that might be shooting a little bit faster or even a little bit slower on the speeds.
Right.
So, like on a lot of the Elites, there's 2 holes for mounting your sight. Well, now you have another 2 or 3. You have 3 holes on that smart mount. So CBE came in at that lower price point, and then obviously we still have our mid price points in that $100 range, right under $200.
Yep.
And then we have our new Tactic Micro, which is a 5-pin micro adjust on every single pin and the housing.
Wow.
And you're going to find that under $300, and then just at that $300, $310, and $320 price point, we have our new Engage hybrid line that has single pin, 3-pin or 5-pin, micro adjust on every pin and the whole housing, and then also has obviously the rapid travel for those guys that are going to be shooting out at that further distance.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Yeah.
now you get a stabilizer line too, right?
Yeah, so our Torx line has just been fabulous for us. It's a high modulus carbon, and it looks spectacular. And it's coming in at an amazing price point, best bang for your buck in the industry. And I'll go out and I'll be that bold and say it. But as far as just the accessories, the weights, the bars themselves, best bang for your buck out there. And they perform and they look amazing.
Right.
We have hunting kits. We have a hunting kit that comes with a 7.5-inch back bar, offset bracket, plus a bolt to go in the front, and then you have your front stabilizer at 11 inches with 2 weights per bar, so 4 total ounces, and you're going to get that for $200.
Oh, nice.
At retail. And then you have obviously all your other bars. You have all your hunting bars, but then also we have a full line of target bars too.
Wow.
So,
man, the outdoor group's really, really doing it. Zach, you awake?
I am awake.
Well, let's get into one of our giveaways. So obviously one of the companies that we got going on here is Lynch Mob.
Yeah.
Now, we got a couple of awesome giveaways that we're going to give away on the show right here. And what we got is 4 turkey calls. And to go along with it, we got the Intimidator slate calls. And some are slate over glass. Mm-hmm. And then some are glass over aluminum, I think.
Yeah, so this one is the glass over aluminum. Just want to make sure I say it right.
Yep. And I think this one, You got her there?
Nope, this is the same thing, just different color.
Oh, yeah, this has got the camouflage on it.
Yep, and this one's green.
And we got 2 the Blue Collar Series mouth calls.
Yep.
All right, so we got 4 questions. Okay? We're gonna ask one at a time. What do you think the best way to do this is?
Yeah, we should be dropping them one at a time.
One at a time.
One at a time.
One at a time, chit-chat.
We'll chit-chat?
Yeah.
Because we want to get into your organization that you got going on. So we'll ask these questions one at a time here, and then we'll talk, and then we'll ask another question.
Sounds good.
All right, first question is let's just random this one.
Yep.
If they weren't giving this one away, this one might have went with me. I'm going to answer the question first. So, and these are legit from the Lynch Mob gentleman himself. We called him before we went on the show, right?
Yeah, we called George. George is the founder of Lynch Mob and obviously works with and for the outdoor group as a whole as far as the umbrella goes. And love George to death. Great guy. Love him very much. And we just wanted to make sure that we got all of our facts straight the first time.
Yep. So, the first question for this Intimidator series, this is the glass over aluminum, and the camouflage, I don't know what camouflage that is when was Lynch Mob created?
What year was it founded?
What year was Lynch Mob founded? Okay, so that's for this one right here. So let's get into some, more talky. Then we'll see if we get a winner, and then we'll pick out. We got 3 more other questions that are going to go on. So again, that's for this glass over aluminum Lynch Mob call. When was Lynch Mob founded?
Yep.
Created. Okay? Zach, keep an eye on that.
Yep.
So then let's cue up the other pictures. So then you and your wife, right, created this organization.
Yeah.
Archers helping archers.
Yep.
Not helping.
Correct. Yeah.
Like
nobody else can see the board.
Nobody else can see the whiteboard. But we got some guesses coming in. Nice. Dude, he's close.
Close doesn't count.
He's close.
Not in this game.
We got a 2004 guess already.
All right.
So let's talk about archers helping archers.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Yep.
If that's all right.
Hey man, let's go.
So my wife and I actually, I went to UWL. My wife went to Michigan State University. We were both on the college archery team.
Okay.
At each of our respective universities. We actually met each other at the Vegas archery shoot in Las Vegas. The first year that it was at South Point, I believe. And we met through teammates, stayed in touch. Following year, we started dating. And then this year, we will be married 3 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so in September. But anyway, and like I said earlier, my wife and I do almost everything together. I mean, heck, when I was at Vortex Optics, we worked together. She still works there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we do everything together. We travel. I think last year alone, we put on about 28,000 miles together.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so, but archery, I would consider ourselves an archery family.
Yep.
I mean, it's just my wife and I are our yellow lab, but we're an archery family. It's what brought us together. It's what we live and breathe every day. Obviously with our work and stuff like that, and we've just we have a lot to be thankful for. And this is our not-for-profit that we started last year. That it's a 501c3, legitimate in the state of Wisconsin and federally, all that, and it's just our way of giving back. And kind of how it breaks down is, it is started for basically in place to help kind of 3 groups of people in the archery community. One of them being students. That's where Morgan and I came from. We're had a great upbringing of parents, and we had a great opportunity to shoot collegiately. We both did very, very well. We're both All-Americans. Competed at the national, regional level, all that. But what we did already this year is we gave away a $1,000 scholarship to a young gentleman out east. And there were several applicants that had to apply, read a book. They had to write an essay and get 3 references and send those in. And our board picked that individual. We did that. And then actually we just started a new scholarship last night. And what that is we're selling actually this hat on our website for $20, and all of the money, 100% of the dollars that are spent on this hat on our website will go towards funding another scholarship for a young lady in archery, and that's where the Arch Her comes in. This the little white logo.
Yep. And Zach's gonna drop the link in the comments here so people know where to find this stuff.
Yeah. So the little Arch Her is a great organization that empowers women in archery to promote archery or ask for help to grow archery, and just trying to learn and help young women and get more girls and women shooting,
Right.
and it's a male dominated sport, but this is a great avenue to help grow that and make that scale a little bit more even. So we joined up with them, and what's going to happen is if girls, if you are a high school junior or senior right now, or a college freshman or sophomore, go onto our website, read the requirements, write a essay, and then July 5th the essay needs to be in, and then we will award the scholarship or announce it in August, and then we'll allocate the funds depending on when that person, depending on that winner goes to college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So however many hats we sell, that's how big the scholarship is. So we kind of started small. There's a limited number of hats. We want to try and sell all of them.
Yep.
And then give away all the money for the scholarship.
Perfect.
So
and all that information's right on the website.
yes, sir. Yep. Yeah. So the hats are under product and apparel, and then the scholarship is simply under scholarships. There's only one scholarship up right now, and all the details are there. So it literally, if it doesn't come down to who needs it the most or who has the best resume, it's about being a good person, and that's really what this organization is about being a good person and giving back. And
Right.
that's what my wife and I wanted to do, is we wanted to have an avenue to give back in.
Yep.
Because we're so thankful for everything that we have.
Perfect.
And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Archers helping archers. And there's other two.
Well, let's pause you right there.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're still looking for the answer for this Lynch Mob call. It's my bad. I waited too long to announce these things. But so this one is, we're looking for what year was Lynch Mob created.
Mm-hmm.
And we got one really close guess. If Ross wants to try that guess again in another year, he's going to get himself one of these. Let's make some other announcements real quick here. So we got this other one. Let's do a mouth call here. And then this next one was, what was the first duck call from Lynch Mob called? And we'll give a hint away with that one. Ted Nugent wrote a song about this.
He did. Yep.
He wrote a song about this one. So if anybody guesses that one, we're gonna get their information here when they win this one. But that's for the blue collar mouth call here from Lynch Mob. And we still got the, what year was this call or Lynch Mob did it come to fruition?
Yep.
Okay. So let's do that. And then you talk about the next area, and then we'll do the next questions.
Okay. So another area that our organization is kind of out to try and help the archery community is veterans. So my wife has an uncle that's a veteran, works with veterans and active military down in the Southeast. And so it's kind of, strikes home for her. And really what is about is we want people to refer family members or friends or whatever that are trying to find something to do with their time, or they want to have something constructive to do. Veterans come back and sometimes don't know what to do,
Right.
or they they need a hobby or something like that. So we want to have that avenue to help them. We're working with a variety of companies in the industry, the Outdoor Group, along with many other ones, HHA Sports, BCY Fibers. There's a bunch of companies out there that we're working with, and we're going to continue to grow that. And they want to help because they, veterans, and we're very thankful for them and their service and their dedication and what they've given up to help us do what we love every day. So this is, we want to help them get involved in archery, and all that. So if people know somebody that, might benefit from this program, they can go to our website and they can refer them.
Yep.
And then we can obviously talk to them, see where we can help. We can get them involved if they need they want to talk to a coach, or if they want to even something as simple as they just want to find out where the local club is so that they can go shoot.
Right.
Or learn how to shoot. I mean, most of our Paralympic archery team that will be competing next year is made up of veterans.
That's awesome.
I think almost 90% is made up of veterans.
That's phenomenal.
So and they don't, there's paraplegics, there's people that, wheelchairs, or they only have one arm or whatnot. And I know one of the MJ Rogers is one of the Paralympic coaches, and he is just brilliant to talk to. And if you want to see somebody motivated, tell somebody in the military that they can't do something,
right? Because
they're going to go do it.
Oh, for sure.
And there are archers that shoot better than I do,
right?
And they do it with just straight determination.
Wow.
So So that's another avenue that the organization is trying to help and give back a little bit.
That's great. I mean, that sounds like you guys are really doing an awesome thing.
Thanks.
That archers helping archers. So we got a winner.
We do have a winner.
We got Chris Vang, guest 2005.
Yep.
So he won the Lynch Mob Intimidator series. This one right here. That's the glass over aluminum. So then we asked the next question here on this blue collar mouth call was, what was the first? Now we're talking duck calls from Lynch Mob, but what was the first Lynch Mob duck call named after? And the hint was Ted Nugent has a song with this in the title, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that's for this one. Now we'll move on. Let's give away the other slate. This is glass over slate, and this is the green one. And this one with the name of this call,
Yes.
the Intimidator. This is going to be an easy one. Hopefully somebody nails this one right away. What famous NASCAR driver was the Intimidator series named after?
Yep.
I mean, we should have a winner with that one. And I'm guessing within a minute. I'm hoping so.
Yep.
I almost want to see if we just get one right now.
I think
literally right now.
we'll just wait.
Is that what?
So again,
Anyone?
so we got 3 more calls left. We're trying to give away here, but we've talked about one of the mouth calls is going to go to the person that says what was the name of the first duck call that Lynch Mob came out with. And I mean, come on, guys, Ted Nugent wrote a song with this one. Come on,
It's like one of his most famous songs.
Who's
too.
on Google searching Ted Nugent songs?
Yeah.
Come on. Use the Google
and
machine.
then this one's got to be even easier yet. This is what famous NASCAR driver was the Intimidator series named after?
Keyword there, Intimidator.
Intimidator. Rest in peace. Can I say it anymore? I mean,
Right. I was expecting it to be a lot quicker than that, but I guess we'll just have to wait on it and see.
Okay. And then we're just going to ask the last question right away. I'll recap all 3 questions here.
Oh, he got Russ. Russ won. He's got it.
Oh, what did he?
Yep. Dale Earnhardt.
Dale Earnhardt. All right,
Do it
nice.
for Dale.
Do it for
Good
Dale,
job.
the Intimidator. All right, so we're down to these last 2 mouth calls. It's perfect. Nobody wins them. I'm taking both of them.
Sounds good to me. You know the answers.
I know.
Phone a friend.
Phone a friend. All right, so one of these mouth calls is going to go to the name of the first duck call, Ted Nugent. Right? Am I close with that?
Somewhere.
It's somewhere down there.
You're in the field.
And then dude, we made these questions so easy. I mean, the only toughest one was the first one, the year.
Right.
Yeah.
And the like you said, the Google machine had that all over the place. But how did I write this one up? Oh, it's true or false.
True or false. Yep.
True or false. Are Lynch Mob Calls made in America?
Made in America.
True or false? That's it. You got any answers yet?
Got nothing so far.
This one's gonna be like quick.
Nothing? You got one more thing that you got?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that.
All right.
So one more time. I almost gave the answer away. Ted Nugent, one of these calls was named after a Ted Nugent song.
His original, George Lynch's original duck call.
Oh, that's what it is.
What the original duck
yes,
call?
not
what
the
was,
mouth call.
Correct. The duck call. What was the name of that original duck call?
Yep. And then true, false. Are these American made? America. All right. Go ahead with your last thing.
So the other thing is, so it's kind of 3 areas with archers helping archers, and the third one is families in need. And I give the example of last year, in August, I was in a motorcycle accident. I walked away fairly unscathed, very thankful for that. I had insurance on everything. Nobody else was hurt. Hit a deer, and all that. But in that situation, if I wasn't able to pay medical bills or something worse happened like that, someone could refer my story to the AHA or Archers Helping Archers, and then the organization kind of vet the individual and the family or whatever a little bit, and then maybe and it's obviously an archery family.
Yep.
The organization would then try and help in any way, as far as maybe they need a special piece of equipment for walking, or they need help with a few medical bills or something like that. Then the organization would try and help with that. So
you said they got to be in the archery community.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how summarize that a little bit more? Because maybe somebody's like, well, I have a bow. Do I qualify? I mean, if I need the assistance, is that something, or all that? Just go to the website and fill out the form or contact you guys directly, and you'll walk them through and whatever they need to do.
Yeah, I mean, don't put too much thought into it. Is honestly what I would say. You know, we're not in this. My wife and I aren't in this to get anything out of it, and we hope that people aren't out there just to get something out of it for free. We hope that it's a legit thing, and people are trying to help each other.
Yep.
I think in today's community, I think there's a lot of people that are about me.
Yep.
And I think it should be more about, you know, helping other people. Because if everybody starts helping everybody, the world's a better place.
Yep.
And that's really what this is about is, you know, we want people to be on the lookout for other people in need. And, you know, in the archery community is a very small community. But, you know, if we can try and take care of our own, then I think it'll be a stronger community. And you can get more people involved in it, too.
Right.
You know? So if somebody loves to go out and they love to hunt for 2 weeks out of the year because that's what allows them, they're part of the archery community.
Oh, for sure.
If it's with a crossbow, they're part of the archery community.
Yep.
You know, it's that simple. You know, I mean, there's guys down south that bowfish.
Right.
They'll never deer hunt. But that's what they love. And that's all that matters.
That's perfect.
You know? So, I mean, basically, if it's sold at ATA, at that trade show, it's part of archery, you know, and if that's what they love.
Right.
So, and that's really, you know, that's what makes an archery individual or family. And that's pretty much it. You know, we're just trying to take care of the people that have taken care of us, you know, and this is something that we want to do for a long time, and God willing, we'll pass it on to our kids and they'll give back in some way as well. So
awesome.
So yeah. So that's kind of, it's scholarship, veterans, and then also, families in need. And here's the other cool thing is how the organization is kind of, you know, my wife and I will continuously give to the organization our time, our money, and resources. But also, people can go onto our website and they can buy product that we'll have up there. They can buy it off of our website.
Oh.
And then what happens is 70% of all of the dollars that somebody spends on our website, if they buy a site, let's say, 70% of that transaction will stay with the organization to then be given away.
Oh, nice.
And then 30% of it stays with the organization to help with marketing costs and stuff like that. We're not getting paid for this, but it's something, you know, you got to have a little bit of money to run the organization.
And a good organization, we want it to stay around, so whatever it takes. But, you know, as much as you guys are trying to help people, we're trying to help people win these turkey calls.
That's it.
That's it.
Do we just put some comments out there?
I wish you could find the intro to that song. As soon as you play the intro to the song, somebody's going to figure it out. So it's the Ted Nugent song that the first Lynch Mob Call was named after.
And it's one of his most famous songs.
For
too.
sure.
Like,
dude, the intro to that song
three.
it jacks me up every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this one's just true false. True false.
You could have just taken a random shot in the dark and you'd have a 50% chance of winning it.
Does nobody want a mouth call? I mean, I'm not upset. If you guys don't guess the answer, then I get 2 more mouth calls to my arsenal.
Sounds good to me.
But and then just to kind of recap, so then at any elite purchase or if you first 2 people that purchase elite bows are going to get an elite stabilizer, 7-incher, you know, for free $99. So it's a $120 stabilizer. So we're going to wrap this show up pretty darn quick.
Here, should we?
Put it up. Yeah. That's the best intro ever.
I don't know how much more you can give.
Right. All right. Well, should we allow them if they answer it after the show?
I don't know. What are we thinking here?
Somebody just say true false.
Right.
Somebody just say true or false.
George, come on. I think George is out there.
Yeah.
One of my coworkers got to just be tuning in a little bit or something.
Can I just comment and say true or false? What if I go like this, Zach? If I just hold this right here, true false, are these made in America? And I just hold this right here. Can you see it? True false. Is it up there?
Yeah.
True false. Is this call made in America?
I've been to the factory. Hint, hint.
Hint. Well, cool. At least we got 2 slate calls given away. I'll take the blame for it. I waited till pretty much the end of the show to talk about we're giving some free stuff away.
It happens.
We just talked so good. It was a good conversation about everything in general. So, still no true falses.
Oh, we got Russ guessed true.
Hey,
you got
Russ.
It. There you go.
All right,
Boom.
Russ, get an arsenal here. Answer the last question, Russ. What's the name of that song? You took a guess at it before. What's the true false again?
See, and he took the 50-50 shot and he got it right.
You got it right. It's just that easy. Now,
we had phone a friend and we had 50-50. It's like, who wants to be a Lynch Mob pro staffer over here almost?
All right. Well, let's wrap this one up, and let's not leave it in a stranglehold. So this was.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Well, we'll just use it as a giveaway then.
Yeah, that can.
I'll give it right to my turkey vest, and I'll hopefully blow a turkey away with it. There's your give and away. So.
Boom. All right. Well,
Cool.
I mean, realistically, what else do we got to cover? I
That's
think
it.
you guys
We
kinda
covered everything,
quite a
man.
bit today.
We
So-
talked about some awesome outdoor group products.
Yeah. We still got Cam X2 for our crossbow line. I mean, that crossbow is solid. Just,
Yep.
I mean, you could throw that thing across the floor and it'd still shoot.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about Cam X that I don't think a lot of people know is literally, as far as a dealer goes, you could literally hand that crossbow to a customer and they could take it home in the box.
Well,
And-
don't they always take it home in the box?
No. You have to sight it in at the range. You have to do all that. It's already sighted in the box from the factory.
No way.
Yep. All you do is you put the cable slide and you put the bolt through it, and within 2 minutes, literally, you could be in the field hunting with it. It's that.
You know,
it's
it'd
that
be
easy.
a really fun video to do. To get one of those, never open it, take it out to go hunting, and literally unbox it like 45 minutes before you're going out.
Oh my
And just go out there and try and whack something.
Could you imagine the haters you'd get on that one?
Well, it's no different than us filming our muskie fillet video. I mean, what?
Oh, you went there. You went there. Yeah. So the Cam X line. What else did we? Well, we talked about the duo line. We didn't talk about it, but you got the dual game call
Yep,
line.
dual
right?
game calls. We got predator calls, elk calls, obviously whitetail calls, and then obviously Lynch Mob for duck calls and turkey calls. You guys still got some turkey calls on the hook, I saw.
Might be on sale.
Maybe. And then obviously Elite, Scott, CBE,
Oh yeah,
Winner's
Scott
Choice.
line. Yep.
Yep. Scott, I mean, has just been a solid staple in the industry for a long time, and it's just going really, really well. We're
Yep.
really excited about it. The biggest thing, like I was saying, consistency. Don't be afraid also to try something a little different. Don't be intimidated. Ask the guys behind the counter what they use. Also ask them, what they've experienced. I mean, Matt here is a great wealth of knowledge.
Oh yeah.
And knows a ton of stuff. So yeah, definitely ask the guys behind the counter. For the guys that are starting out, like we kind of started the conversation, talk to people, ask questions.
Yes.
I took some crazy swings and phone calls way when I was younger, and when I was starting out, just to learn and ask questions. And I can now, to this day, say some of the top pros in the industry are my friends because of just how I've gotten to know them, and they've helped me and my wife. So they're people too, and they want to help, and they love archery just as much as the next guy. So
Right.
anyway,
That's cool. Yeah. Again, so we'll kind of wrap this one up again, but just recap your organization.
yeah,
The
archers
name-
helping archers. Any support we greatly appreciate. The other thing too I will note is any monetary donations, which there is a thing up there right now. Any monetary donations, 100% of that is then given away. We don't keep any of that stuff.
And that we dropped the link in the comments on that one, so you can click that link and follow that to scholarship information, veteran help, and then just straight up family assistance. All that kind of stuff. That sounds so great that you guys, and that's you guys. It's just you and your wife for the most part, and your mother-in-law.
Yeah. So see, obviously with a not-for-profit, you need to have a board.
Yep.
And my wife and I obviously are on the board, but then my mother-in-law is on it just because of she works at Michigan State University and has for 20 some years
Nice.
with their not-for-profit. She understands the industry, but also looks at everything from 20,000 feet.
Yep.
And gives a great insight and keeps Morgan and I in line on how things are supposed to be done the right way.
Perfect.
And she's a great resource, and we love having her, and she has definitely helped us get to this point.
Awesome.
And she'll be on the board for for a long time. And as the organization goes, we might add more people to help the organization. But yeah, so that's pretty much who's doing it. And again, it's not just Morgan and I. It's a board decision.
Yep.
So
Sweet. So that's Archers helping archers, and otherwise, come check out their awesome outdoor group gear at the Real Shot.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna end this one with one turkey call left. That's all right.
One turkey call left.
But we appreciate everybody that joined in. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate all that you
thanks
guys
so
do.
much, Riley, and we'll tune in next week. Well, actually, we'll be live again on Sunday to Wisco Bass.
Yep.
Facebook page.
So real quick for Sunday, we're going to be going live from the water and the weigh-in at Wisco Bass. You can find that stream over at the Wisco Bass Facebook page. Otherwise, we will have it set up to stream to their website as well, which is wiscobass.com. That's going to be an awesome one. It's going to be in and out kind of all day, going live and whatnot. I mean, it's not the traditional live format. It's going to be fun though. A lot of cool stuff coming out of here. So,
and congrats.
I'm just going to put this out there for people that, I know you guys are expanding and growing. We were talking earlier before the show, and I tell you what, guys, these guys are doing it, and they're doing it large.
We're trying.
And they're putting tons of work in. So be sure to follow them, like them, share them, do all that fun stuff.
We
and help
appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're trying to do our best, and it's going pretty darn well.
Definitely.
And you got the sturgeon video that you just put out yesterday?
Yeah, that was out yesterday. So if you want to, you can check it out on YouTube or here on Facebook if you scroll back into our videos. That was a fun time.
Yeah.
That was some cool stuff. There's a lot of footage in there that's not really been seen before,
right?
Or styles, and then there's also some cool stuff that's probably going to come after that too, because there's just loads of footage. So
awesome,
be some real good stuff. But I think for today, that kind of wraps everything up. Remember, guys, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Everything is either at The Real Shot or at TRS Outdoors. And we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Be safe, and see you next time.
Thanks, guys.